Lots of informations.
Yeah. So only micro teaching 2 you will need to record, yeah, but for micro teaching 1 you will need to do it at the same time. Everybody will be in your own breakout rooms, and you will need to practice, because micro teaching is basically a teaching practice, right? And that your micro teaching will be divided into 3 parts. The first one, you will need to do it only in the introduction part. Jadi bagian introduction only. So warming up, or maybe you want to play games first, to do the ice breaking with your students, blah blah blah, motivate them. So just look at the look at the rubric, the micro teaching rubric, then you will see, okay, so these are the introduction part that I need to do. Okay, like but the reviewing time will not be a part of the introduction part. Later we will discuss about the parts that you will need to do in every session of your micro teaching 1 synchronously. But for the micro teaching 2, you will need to do it, of course, wholly, yeah, as a whole, not in parts anymore. Only for the synchronous micro teaching that you need to do in parts. Okay, introduction, and then the middle part where you conduct the review time until the presentation, yeah, even the the guided practice part, yeah, in the lesson plan format, there is a guided practice part, right? So that's the end of your middle session, and it will be followed by the closing part, right? It's where you need to ask your students to reflect on what they have learned so far, and then you wrap up and you have the closing part. That is the closing part, I mean. Okay, any questions so far? Is it even more detailed than before, guys? Yes, yeah, but I think this is a very good change, yeah, because you will be able to see your strength, your weaknesses, I mean, the parts that you need to improve even more, okay, in throughout your micro teaching. And you may also get more suggestions, comments, corrective feedback from your peers, from me as well. And usually later, at the end of every micro teaching, we will need to have, everybody will zoom in back to the main room, and then we will have a summary, conclusion about what you have done during your micro teaching 1 synchronously, so that for your micro teaching 2, you can have much better preparation, and also the much better micro teaching practice as well, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Pengajaran mikro 1 dan 2 berlangsung dalam 15 sampai 20 menit. Yes, but as I said before, your micro teaching 1 will be in parts. Yeah. Later on in the detail here, rencana 1, rencana 2, later you will see. Apa maksudnya, Bu? Tapi overall, micro teaching 1 and micro teaching 2 will be within 15, maximum 20 minutes, not 30 minutes anymore. So even later for your micro teaching 2, when you need to record, yeah, yourself, the maximum time will be only until 20 minutes. Because that is also the actual time used by teachers, especially as the HSLH teachers, whenever they meet with their students. 20 minutes are enough, gitu ya. And after that, they will continue with, they will ask their students to do the asynchronous activities as usual. Oke, materi pengajaran sesuai dengan topik yang telah diterima. Nah, that's why later on we will also decide who will teach what grade level, and then also you will need to also discuss about what will be the semester that you will choose, the topic that you will choose, so that there will be no like overlapped topic, yeah, among you all. Okay, next, For cut one, now since there will be 2 lesson plan, 2 micro teachings, then there will be also 2 cuts. Cut one, two assessments for cut one, which is media pembelajaran berbasis digital 1, media berbasis digital 2. So this is also the same with lesson plan 1, lesson plan 2, micro teaching 2. So media pembelajaran berbasis digital will be the revised one, the revised one that you have made for media pembelajaran berbasis digital 1. Okay, so based on the suggestions, comments, feedback from your friends and me, then you will need to revise your media. Why do we need to make the media? Yes, because in virtual class like this, if students are only given like materials, okay, without any interactive, any apa ya, engaging media, then they will feel sleepy and they won't learn anything, right? So today's era, we need to improve ourselves, especially how to utilize technology to help us as teachers and our learners as well to improve their learning process as well. Yeah, and at the end, cut 1, cut 1 also include your reflection, and the reflection will be overall. It's not only based on your micro teaching anymore, but it started from the design of the lesson that you have made previously in the beginning. So ini adalah keseluruhan, refleksinya mengacu ke keseluruhan proses perkuliahan. Oke? Okay? Iya. Now, yes, and if you can take a look at the due date here, yeah, this is very important. So there is no one, none of you will delay, will procrastinate again, yeah. So you will need to pay attention on the due dates. Pertemuan 5, unit mappingnya akan dikumpulkan. It will be submitted, yeah. And for your lesson plan, it will be also submitted along with your micro teaching schedules. I mean, yeah, the micro teaching schedules will be based on the weeks that we will have, right? Because you will do the micro teaching synchronously. So right after pertemuan, after week 5, week 6, we will start the micro teaching for all of you. Okay, synchronously at the same time until week 15. Okay. Yeah, week 15 will be the last time, the last date for micro teaching 2 to be submitted. That's what I mean. Pertemuan ke-6 sampai ke pertemuan ke-15. Now, along the weeks from pertemuan 6 sampai pertemuan 15, if you would like to consult anything, your lesson plan, your preparation for your micro teaching, please please arrange the meeting with me. Okay, wait, sorry. Okay, guys, are you all still with me?
Yes, Ibu.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, Ibu.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Ibu.
Yes, okay. So far, how is it? How is the big change, the major change that happened? Will it challenge you even more this semester, guys? Can you imagine the what is it? The learning process that we are going to have, since most of you also, what I saw on Padlet just now, some of your resolution points would be you would like to maximize the result and also enjoy each process, right? So here they are, all the processes that we provide for you to learn, to keep on learning. Okay. Now, and on top of that, guys, if some of you, or hopefully all of you, have returned back to the dorm, yeah, there might be even more another change, because I have made a schedule for all of you to be able to experience our micro teaching studio that we have studio. Kok keren banget sih Bu, namanya keren ya. Yeah, it's a studio because it's especially designed for all of TC students to have the atmosphere, yeah, of teaching the real classroom. If you pay attention, if before the pandemic, if you pay attention that there is a room. Oh, have you known this room next to pantry, next to our pantry? Oh
Next
yeah.
to room 8.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Now, that is actually the micro teaching studio that we have. Now, if you have returned back to dorm, then you will be able to experience the feeling, yeah, of teaching the real classroom, guys, in that particular place that I have booked for you this semester, yeah. Only some lecturers who can use that room, and especially for all lecturers who are teaching PSAL courses, we are allowed to use that room. But for other lecturers, they are not allowed to use this room. So this is a privilege for us, yeah, to use that room. Okay, so there might be another change as well if everybody has been confirmed to go back to the dorm. I will need to arrange some, yeah, something with Ibu Christina. Okay, so far, any questions for your assessments, guys? Cut 1, midterm, final.
Bu.
Yes, Milka ya?
Ya, Bu.
Yes, Milka. 10 minutes.
Oh,
10
oh,
minutes
oh.
for this Zoom. It's okay, Milka. Yes.
It's about the 3 parts, Ibu.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
about the breakout room. So how do we go into the breakout rooms? Like,
Yeah.
like there is like 3 breakout room and then all of us going in there, or
No. I will, for sure, I will set the breakout rooms for all of you so that you can take turn. It's not it doesn't mean that when I said that you are going to do the micro teaching at the same time, everybody will start doing the micro teaching based on your parts. No, but I will put you in breakout rooms. It means that there will be some students in each breakout room, yeah, and you will take turn, okay, doing your part. I mean, doing your turn, because everybody will have the same part while you're doing your micro teaching. Okay, let me share the more detailed activities that you're going to do in each week after we finish our lesson planning process. Yeah, so basically this is the first week pembahasan RPS ya. Pay attention on the topic here. And then perspective Kristen, nah, this is what I want to talk about as well. Okay, and then this was okay. So started from next week, you will start making your prota prosem. Yeah, okay, that is a part, another part also. Now, I would like to ask you first, guys. Have you ever heard about prota prosem?
Ya, Bu.
Huh?
Sudah, Bu.
Prota, yeah. Prota is actually like yearly planning, the year plan, yeah. That actually, if you have, I don't know, I need to check with Ibu Ria as well, whether she ever taught you about this or not yet. Okay, what about the unit mapping? The unit mapping. You have ever heard about this, right? Yeah, but prota could be, could have another term though. In some schools under the government supervision, like sekolah negeri, public school, yeah, they will use this term prota because this is a government term. But for SDH, SLH schools, there might be another term, like for example, the yearly overview could be also. Okay, and then for PROSM, it's the semester plan. Yeah, so yearly, and also this one is the semester plan. Unit is more specific. Unit plan, well, unit planning and unit mapping are almost the same. Okay, as I said before, in some schools, even in SDH and SLH, they might they might use these two terms interchangeable. Yeah, unit mapping and unit planning. Wait. Okay, but for RPP, you know for sure what it is. Okay, so started from next week, we will start doing this. Okay, started making Prota-Prosem unit planning, unit mapping, and your lesson plan even. Yeah, so that's why after this, I'm going to ask you to review back to your study curriculum, the things that Ibu Ria has already taught you, okay, about how to develop a unit plan or a unit mapping, okay. And for the video about Prota-Prosem, I would also share the link of the video, but it's not from Ibu Ria, but it's from Ibu Year. And I think she's using Bahasa Indonesia, so it's hopefully it will be even more explicit and clear for all of you, okay, in relation to how to make Prota and Prosem, okay. And then, of course, when you need to make a plan, perencanaan pembelajaran RPP for the whole, for these all whole documents, you will also include what strategy that you're going to use to teach English, right? And basically, the strategy that we would offer you all, yeah, to use in your micro teaching as well as in your lesson planning, those will be the inquiry based, the project based, and the problem based strategy and learning strategy. Yeah. So later on, when you make your lesson plan, guys, make sure that you plan your lessons and then use the strategy that will be suitable, yeah, for your students, to help them to improve certain English skills that you want to improve of your students. Okay, and these are the 3 strategies that you may choose, okay, to be used in throughout your lesson. What about other learning strategies, Bu? Yes, could be, but you might need to discuss first with me. Okay, because why? Because why we offer these 3? Because these 3 will give your students a strong foundation, a strong ground, yeah, for them to be able to improve and develop themselves as an imago Dei, as a person, yeah, and then how they can also apply the concepts that they have learned throughout the learning process in the reality, in the community where they are. Okay, like for example, if throughout the lesson time they are trained, they have been helped and supervised how to solve problems, for example, okay, in the real life, then they will be able also to apply some essential concepts, yeah, throughout the learning process in the real life as well. Yeah, and also with project based and also the inquiry. Now, so it means that in this digital era right now, okay, I don't think that English will be taught like as a single subject. Okay, none of subjects are now ideally being taught as a single subject, but it could also integrate with other subjects, even though you're going to teach in senior high school or even middle school. Yeah, because I believe that all of you also are aware that our minister, si bapak ini gitu ya, menteri pendidikan kita. So he is very open, okay, and he's very open-minded, and he knows that he believes that integrated learning will be more suitable for today's era, yeah, because it will prepare learners also to face challenges with more complexities, and also with more complex communities as well. Yeah, so therefore learners nowadays need to be equipped not only by single perspective, but also with multiple skills, multiple perspectives as well, to see and to solve also the problems that they are facing. Okay, and then week 3, we are going to talk about the assessment, and we are going to review what you have also learned in your research methodology as well as your pedagogy 3. Okay, tujuan assessment dalam pembelajaran bahasa Inggris. So what specific skills that you are going to improve from your students, and that is also the assessment tool that is also that will also determine what assessment tools that you are going to use, right, to make sure that the learning objectives that you have planned to target to achieve with your students will be effectively accomplished. Yeah, and also, yeah, okay, I think this week 3 and week 4 we will still continue discussing about the assessment, and then also the type of the assessment, which one is the more suitable assessments for specific skills. Okay,